Coming at you live.
That's right. Hi, everybody. We are back.
We're back.
We are back. A new day is dawning for our adventurers after they have camped for the evening. It is a warm day, 88 degrees. I feel like mainly this is just me, like Weatherman Simulator. There is going to be deluging rain throughout the day that is going to make travel a little bit slower today. So you're going to have to slow down, basically, to be able to make it through, which means you're only making it one hex today. During the morning as you're traveling, because you were asking about the undead and Mesro and things the night before, Quilgok will kind of as you kind of stop for a meal at some point or something like that, he'll kind of fill you in a little bit on some history that he knows. He'll tell you that when the spell plague hit, someone has an alarm going off somewhere.
I'll be right back.
When the spell plague hit, it did a number on Chult. I think I can turn her down, actually. There we go. She's muted for me. Haha. I don't know if it does that for you, but it mutes it for me. Mesro was, for all intents and purposes, one of the great cities here on the continent. It was at the mouth of Kitcher's Inlet. Served the area, the people there. Well, when the spell plague hit, it was destroyed. The city sank into the swamp that consumed the area. Before that, it had been a place of great wealth and knowledge, and it was one of the centers of people here on the island. Of course, we weren't an island at that point. We were connected, and the spell plague tore us apart from the rest of the continent, and we're an island now. And that's before the spell plague hit. That's also some point before that. I'm not sure of all of the details, but that is when the undead began. There was a paladin named Rasnisi who turned evil at some point and raised an army of undead to overthrow Mesro. That's where the undead came from, and that's why the jungles are full of them now. They've been spawning ever since then.
Wow. That's rough, buddy.
You'd think there might be a limited quantity of undead could eventually come out of there, but
I mean, I wonder how many people died during the spell plague and were just
before
oceans and stuff.
I guess everybody's ever got buried here is applicable.
Well, and you have to think that with as many undead as there are roaming these jungles, that any living creature that comes across them runs the risk of joining their ranks.
Well, I could never join them because Lathander would protect my spirit and he would simply ascend me directly into his light so that I would never service evil.
I mean,
That's mighty convenient.
That's pretty handy.
being undead doesn't mean your soul's still in the body. It's, well, never mind.
Lathander would never allow me to be used for evil, because I cannot be used for evil.
Quilgok will kind of nod at you. Well, my guess is that's what Raznizi thought too before he became evil.
possible suggestion, because also there's always the teaching from when she was a kid that she's always going to turn out evil, and so she's honestly going to give him the silent treatment for as long as possible now.
Yeah, and like he didn't mean it like really against you. Like he's really just trying to explain the history of his place, and is kind of like a little hurt that you took it so personally. Like it wasn't quite what he meant to do, and he kind of like he's not gonna like press you on it or anything, but just kind of like what did I do? Like I'm just explaining the jungle and like how dangerous this place is.
It's all right, Wilgoth. She did the same thing to me a couple days ago.
That's true. So as you keep traveling, as you approach midday, you're going to come around a bend in the river, and there's going to be some large rocks in place. And on these rocks, you're going to see some giant lizards that are basking in the sun on these. Yeah.
Dinner?
Quilgak, what are those things?
Well, those are... I mean, we literally just call them giant lizards. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know that there's another name for them, but I mean they're pretty nasty little creatures. But if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. At least during the day, they're just basking up the sun right now. They do their hunting later on.
As all creatures should appreciate the sun that Lathander gives us.
So, can we make it outside their hunting grounds, or are they gonna come hunting for us at night?
Well, I think if we keep moving, we should be able to get past them. But
I'm
I mean,
fine with that.
if you do want to go hunt them, I mean, they could be some good eating for you.
Well, Arrogam, I mean, anywhere we end up is going to be in something's hunting grounds.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I just-
Yeah, and there are 4 of them sunning themselves on these rocks.
that we can see.
You want me
Well-
to talk to them?
Jairus is just paddling.
I mean,
They're probably asleep, so I couldn't talk to them anyway.
Yeah, they would be asleep, and they do not have much intelligence. They are not particularly smart, so I don't think they would have a whole lot to really say. All right.
The point being, just surprise them enough that somebody is speaking to them that they don't attack.
Yeah, they're like one of them might kind of like raise your head as you paddle by, kind of thing. But if you're not looking like you're threatening them in any way, shape, or form, they're not going to do anything to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you keep traveling, Kulgok is going to kind of tell you a little bit about what lies down this river. He's gonna say, so the Soshin Star is gonna keep flowing south into the jungle, or well, north out of the jungle, as we head into it. Yeah, because it flows into Port Narzer, but as we head into the interior of the jungle, as we go past what it looks like on your map is Camp Righteous and Camp Vengeance, we're going to eventually head into what's called the Aldani Basin. And I will show you that on your map since he's telling you about it. There's 2 rivers that meet here in the basin. They both flow from this spot. It's a kind of a marshy, upland sort of area. If we get all the way there, it's a pretty popular feeding ground for dinosaurs, and there's a lot of, well, it's marshy, so there's a lot of biting insects, and the big thing to watch out for, it's named after the Aldani, which those are a race of lobster type creatures that live there, and intelligent lobsters. They
Sound
live.
like my kind of people.
They live in the rivers and the lakes. I've never seen them in the Aldani Basin, but it's what it's named after. So he'll kind of pass that on to you. And yeah, you guys are going to continue down the river. Absolutely. And as you make camp for the evening, you're going to see in a break in the storms. You're going to see flying overhead 3 Quetzalcoatls, which are a type of dinosaur. They're kind of a flying creature. Let's see if I can. Nope, that didn't work.
Like a pterodactyl?
Yeah, kind of like a pterodactyl.
Or Aztec king.
Yeah, sure.
I don't get to have a flying speed until level 8, so don't kill me before that.
They don't really seem to be hunting you or anything. They're just kind of flying overhead. But Quilgok will point those out to you. Where are they? In my list here. Sorry, they've disappeared on me. But I am going to pull one up just so you can kind of see what it looks like. Perhaps there we go.
Oh God, not king.
So,
Oh, he's cute.
so
That's friend.
that's kind of what they look like. So they're red and kind of stand out against the sky, and
He's
That's some
friend-shaped.
intense side eye right there.
yeah. And he'll just kind of point them out to you, and there's worse than that in the jungles. Just stay on your guard.
Can we clarify that in that hex where our symbol is, we're on the west side of the river?
Absolutely, yeah. You're on
the
the
non-undead side.
the non-undead side. I think that is perfectly fair to. All right, so as you, these bird creatures are not attacking or anything, so you head down the river and make camp for the evening, I would assume, and that is another exciting day of travel for your group. Great, I've got a new version of Java available. Thanks, Reboot.
Jairus, are you drumming on something?
Yes, I will stop.
All right.
My mic's better than I imagined. I didn't even hear it.
I've been surprised by that before too.
As
Yeah,
we
I don't have my mic input in my headphones either.
as we travel, like if there's stuff that you guys want to do during a day, if there's anything you want to talk about or anything, please just stop me. Otherwise, I'm going to just kind of keep narrating, getting us along the hexes and things to get us towards where we're headed.
I assume that
Yeah.
she Galia will sometimes casually just use her divine sense along the way, and so I assume that she's just getting a bunch of pinging on the other side when she does.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Is it within the range?
Well, what is your range of divine sense? What is the?
60 feet of you that is not behind total cover.
Yeah, no, there's nothing close enough. I mean, these hexes are
It's like 10 miles.
10 miles, so yeah, there's nothing close enough for that particularly. But probably smart to keep that. Yeah.
I would still want to forage for food.
Okay.
Which are we? Did we land?
Yeah, I'd say that you.
Hex? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let's see if I can find some more interesting berries or other neat
Something
stuff.
with a bit more meat on it.
Aragon's looking for. Aragon's gonna look for those mushrooms, those nasty mushrooms that are real dangerous.
Okay.
I want to go with Aragon and keep an eye out for game as well.
Okay. So Aragam and Jarrus make me a survival roll as well.
14.
14. Okay.
Can I make a different survival roll because I'm looking for something different?
Yes. Yeah. And like you're not going to have advantage on it. So.
Great.
Yep. All right. So everybody. So Asa, what are you looking for since you rolled first? Like what?
Edible plants.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna find. Let me see what we've got here. You're gonna
Or
find
possibly the what was the healing? The manga leaves.
Okay. Flora and fauna. There it is. Sorry, I have to reopen all of my windows here. Yeah, with a 20, go ahead and roll me a D8 real quick. Yeah, you're going to find you're going to find a root, actually. It's called wild root. And this is basically if you are able to kind of introduce this root into a injured creature's bloodstream, so like you could just like rub the root in an open wound or something like that, or you can any way that you can get it kind of into their bloodstream, it will heal a poisoned condition, but you only get one use of it from the wild root.
I'm guessing I'll be with Asa since I wouldn't want her to go out alone.
Okay.
But I'm looking for like a game or something.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a survival check without advantage as well. With a 10, you're only seeing small creatures. Like if you wanted to hunt some kind of small, I don't know. Quillgawk probably wouldn't appreciate it, but you might see like some small turtles, some small lizards, that kind of stuff, like those kind of things. If there was anything like that you wanted, you could certainly.
If Asa sees you swinging at a hammer at a small animal, she's going to be a little upset.
Well, how small are these?
I mean, pretty small. They're not. I mean, they're jungle sized. So. Like we're not talking sea turtle or anything like that. But this is, I don't know, something like a little smaller than a human head.
No, yeah, that's probably not worth it anyways.
Okay, Arigam, you're looking for mushrooms. If that is specifically what you want to look for, then I'm gonna do it with disadvantage. Otherwise, if you're just looking to forage like plants and stuff, I'll give you the 14.
Yeah, I mean, he gave me a list of different stuff that I could look for, so I don't see why I would confine my search to just the mushrooms.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d8 for me then, please.
A 6.
You know what? You're actually going to find. You're going to find. Let's see. You're actually going to find some nuts, like a tree that has some nuts growing off of it. They're kind of like fist sized.
God damn it! All I can imagine is Arrogant scurrying up the tree like a frickin' squirrel for some nuts.
And like when you pick one up, it kind of rattles when you shake it, and you're going to see that, like in your hand, like kind of as you shake it, you can see kind of a glow appear, kind of against the back of your hand, and what these things do, they're called waka nuts, and when you shake them, they glow out for a bright light for 10 feet and then a dim light 10 feet beyond that.
Cool.
They don't last very long, but they last about a minute, but you can keep shaking them to bring it back.
Oh, and do they expire, or do they just shake it more? And
if you open it, like if you crack it open, it's going to stop working, but otherwise it keeps retaining its power.
I'll grab a bunch of those, like at least 2 for every party member.
Yeah, there's enough on this tree for that. Yep.
Yes.
So that should help in some dungeons and things potentially if you don't want torches going on.
Or underwater.
Or underwater. Jarus, with your 15 and your hunting here, you're actually going to find signs of some game. Let me see what that is here real quick. Is there a specific kind of thing that you were looking for at all?
I guess I'm looking for a delicious source.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this: as an ocean water dweller, how would you feel about crocodile meat?
I would feel about crocodile meat how most people feel about dogs.
Okay, that's why I'm asking. All right, so you'd see some signs of crocodiles. You would also see, you know what? I think you would probably see something like a sign of some kind of like wild boar that you could track down potentially.
That sounds better.
Okay.
Arrogant, get out of that tree. I need your help.
What? What do you need my help with?
I found some tracks. There's a boar.
Okay.
I mean, you're actually probably doing a better job than I can.
I mean, probably. Do you know how to track animals?
Well, I think so. I found this one. Come on, just get out of the tree. Come on.
All right, I'll get down. Meta sense, if you want to give me advantage for tracking with survival, I have like +1 higher on my modifier. So.
I've already done the roll, so.
Yeah.
Oh, we already did all the tracking. Okay.
Yeah, I got a 15. I think I beat you.
I think that is
I
correct.
beat you by 1.
Oh, I thought we had to follow the tracks and that'd be another roll.
I think you would need to do one more roll to follow the tracks, correct? Into the forest. But you have found signs of
I want to do the roll.
Okay.
You want to do the all right, I will help you and give you advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, of course.
16, perfect. Yeah, so you kind of track through the forest, which through the jungle, which is probably a little foreign to Jarus, but you're moving through pretty good, and you're able to follow the signs, which I think is probably kind of building up your self-esteem a little bit. Because it's not you're tracking on land, not just on water. You're learning new skills, and you're going to kind of move around in the forest, and you're going to eventually kind of hear kind of some grunting and pig noises, and you're going to come out and see in front of you there is a boar that is kind of trying to get some kind of like plant out of the ground.
If we're gonna do initiative, Arrogant is going to. Are we going to go into initiative? How are we going to do this?
It seems like we have a surprise round.
Yeah, you have a surprise round basically on it. We'll see if we need initiative after that.
Okay. Then on the surprise round, what Arrogant wants to do is he's going to hold both his hands out and then sort of raise them, and this rock is just going to materialize out of nowhere, and it's going to be like a big, big rock. And Arrogant's just going to run through it, and you're just going to see Arrogant like run through this rock because he's casting minor illusion to make a rock, a big old rock.
Okay.
And can I use my bonus action to hide with advantage because I'm inside a rock?
A rock? Yeah, sure. That seems
nice.
25. That seems fair. This rock camouflages you very nicely.
It's a very big rock.
And I'm very small.
It wouldn't need to be.
It wouldn't need to be very big. Jarus, what are you doing?
I would like to attempt to stealth up behind the boar and not get super close to it. Just get within reach of my 10-foot boar.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Ah, dang it. what I should have done is been like, oh, I'll instruct you on how to be sneaky and give you advantage. Oh, well.
11.
Let's see what
Very
is.
wise.
It's not disadvantage.
Let's see what the boar's. That beats his passive perception. You kind of sneak up behind this boar. He's very intent on whatever he's kind of running at.
Mushrooms.
Do you want me to make the first move, or do you want to make the first move?
I think Jarrus would be the sneaking up behind him. He would be the closest to make the first move at him, probably, and it's his hunt.
I'll leave that up to James.
But yeah, James, whatever you
I
want
am
to do.
going to make the first move.
Okay.
I'm going to put my I forgot where's my glaive down. And for my first move, I'm gonna run up onto the boar and like grab him. I want to try to grapple him.
Okay.
Just gonna wrestle the pig.
All right.
Don't play with your food.
All right. Roll me an acrobatics or athletics check. Sorry, yeah, the strength one.
Is that what the
And I will
damage?
rage first to get advantage.
Rage for pig wrestle.
Yep. A 15.
All right. He's going to
Cross.
squeal
man, I
in
was about to be like,
surprise.
oh, I used my portent, but I.
You are not Enoch
Okay.
anymore. Yes,
So
you have grappled this boar. You are holding on to him.
I've got the boar. I'm like holding it up, and I've got his belly, and it's facing. I turn to
Nice.
face the rock.
Aragon then is going to let an arrow fly. 20.
20 will hit.
Nice.
Yay!
8 piercing damage and another 3, so 12? No, my math? 11.
This boar is going to kind of let out a cry of pain as the arrow pierces it. Let's see, so that was a surprise round. He does not really get a chance to do much of anything. He's just kind of struggling on his turn here. Let's see, I guess he'll make a saving throw just to see if he can get away from the... Because he's not technically surprised anymore. That does not work with a 4. So he is...
Do I still need to roll? I can't fail unless I roll a 1.
I was going to say that. I mean, yeah, go ahead and roll. You should,
Okay.
I suppose.
With advantage.
Like, it's almost impossible for you to fail this, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, you kind of keep grasping onto him, and it is your turn.
Man, I've got a pig. It's squealing and running. Oh, what's the most humane thing to do here? I guess try to snap his neck, maybe? I'll roll an unarmed attack against it, because I'm...
You're grappling it, yeah.
Like, yeah. Which will be advantage, because I'm grappling it. And I'm raging. So, 23%. Oh my god, I forgot how good my...
That is going to do it, actually. That is going to... You're going to just kind of wrestle this pig down to the ground, and between the blood loss from the arrow and wrestling it down, you have successfully hunted a dangerous jungle boar. Yeah. Congratulations, I guess.
Aragon walks out with the bow in his hand. He's like, well, I guess I'm glad you're on my side.
Well, I'm glad you're on my side, too. And as we're heading back with the boar, Aragon, I'm just a bit curious. You said you're some sort of a dungeon delver, ruins explorer kind of... Yeah, I think I heard that.
Yeah, I'm an archaeologist.
Archaeologist. What's the most interesting place you ever dug into?
I don't know. I'd say there's a mountain range south of Waterdeep, some elven ruins. It's kind of hard to pronounce, so I'm not even gonna try. I don't speak Elvish, so I'm not gonna bother. Wait, does he speak Elvish? He does. It's he'll pronounce a weird sounding word. How about that? They really like their traps, those elves. So,
Find anything good down there?
lots of art. Elves. Pretty pricey too. What was our friend's name that set us up with? It's our first session. We made this guy up.
Hemo?
Hemo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Hemo actually knew the director of the dig, so he set me up with that. I was able to start my life over because of that.
Started over. What happened before?
Oh well, I don't know. I grew up at a place far away from the ocean. Actually, no, that's a lie. Far away from your ocean. I went to a school called Al Hajar. You can think of all the different magic schools across the land. It's kind of a black sheep. There aren't really many rules when it comes to what you can study, so anything goes. Well,
Arrogan's a Slytherin.
long story short, my father had some debts, and I couldn't finish school because I was forced to help him pay him off. Eventually, I just grew sick of the work they had me doing, so I left.
Well, maybe sometime you can tell me about what kind of work that was.
Maybe.
All right. Well,
All right. You guys continue. You gather your kill. Are you bringing it back to camp to butcher and stuff, or like what is your plan with this?
yeah, I think we're bringing it back to camp.
This is the morning, right?
No, this is still evening. We had kind of said. Yeah.
Okay. In
Yeah.
that case, do you think we should sort of bloodlet it a little so it's not dripping a trail all the way back to our camp?
You're a smart one, Arrogant.
You absolutely can do that. So Asa, you come back from gathering your stuff. What are and I guess Red and Galia can respond to this too, but I feel like Asa is going to be the one with the response to it. Like Jarrus and Arrogant are going to come back carrying a giant boar that they
Oh
killed.
my gosh, did that thing attack you?
No.
Ah, dinner.
Yeah.
So, I don't know that she has any stronger response than to just give them as much of an evil eye as a little gnome girl can.
That's fair.
Can you please roll intimidation?
Intimidate.
Por favor.
So she just silently gives you as soon as you say no, and everyone picks up on it. I think Quilgok would kind of walk over and be like, "Well, now that it's dead, either way, we should probably butcher that thing up as good as we can. We don't want to waste any of it out here in the wilderness."
She's not a vegetarian. I mean, she's going to partake, so she will not let the death go to waste.
I will pray for its light so that it returns to the wilds of Lathander.
Did you just make that up?
No, everything returns to the light eventually. Everything.
To be fair, nothing is returning to the light right now because of the death curse, but just throwing that out there.
Well, she did say eventually.
Yeah. How long it takes for them to get to the light is another thing. But they will get there someday.
I don't know that boars have a soul, but if they do...
They're kind of jerks anyway, so she's aware of that. But
Did he just try to religion check my...
Yes. I was particularly seeing if Arrogant could pick up on the fact that they probably returned to the land and are part of the nature spirits domain.
The light?
Yeah, that would make much more sense, Arrogam.
Arrogant will point that out to Gal. Yeah.
I feel like we could move the story ahead a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just a quick point of order then. How much... Like, can we just add to our rations from the...
Yes. I think the... I mean, you don't have time to fully take care... I mean, like you're not smoking or anything like that. So you're basically getting as much as you can kind of prepare. So I think you're going to get probably 3 to 4 rations a piece, something like that, out of it that you can kind of prepare overnight.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. The next day, you're going to keep traveling.
One
Sorry.
thing really quick, I tried to make... Earlier I was rolling to try to see if I could commune with Lathander at all, but I rolled really poorly, so... I'm
Gotcha.
sure he probably didn't have anything to say.
Gotcha. All right. You're going to keep traveling down the river. Nothing happens this next day. Let's see. We will advance the date again.
So can we just assume at this point that we have essentially unlimited amounts of water?
Yeah, I think unless stuff starts happening, unless something kind of stops you from dealing with it, I think you can just kind of assume that you're refilling every day. I think that's perfectly fair. So rations are probably the biggest thing to be tracking at this point.
Ooh. A little stinky today.
All right.
Oh yeah. Do you put on an extra coat of that salve? Oh god.
Here, Gallia, let me... I give Gallia a bar or so.
That's a little rude.
Oh, while we're traveling, Eric.
I have 20 of them.
Can I use the bar of soap to not do the checks?
I mean, you would have to like get in the water and wash and stuff. Is that something that you want to do?
Maybe another time.
Okay.
This was an anime. That'd be real weird.
I mean, I could give you a fog cloud.
So it's a hot springs episode, not a.
Oh,
Oh boy. While we're traveling, Arrogant will point out that he bought a whistle, and from now on, whoever is on watch will sound the whistle if there's danger approaching,
Ah.
so he can get up quicker.
Oh, I can use my phone
Attract
detergent,
more.
too.
You mean so we can call more monsters?
Yeah.
Well, that's true too. Danger is imminent. So there's no way we're gonna sneak past it. Then sound the whistle.
As you all keep traveling this over the next couple of days. Sorry, I'm rolling a few things here just to kind of see how we are doing. Quilgok has been guiding you very well, by the way. He's had very good rolls. So you are actually coming up on up towards Camp Righteous here. It's a couple days down. I'm going to advance the date one more day. There we go. He's going to point out that kind of as you're traveling this day, he's going to point out specifically to Jarrus, I think, because he thinks Jarrus will probably would be the most interesting. But he's going to point out a school of fish in the river as you're going past them, and he's going to just point out. He's going to be like, I think that right there shows you why you shouldn't swim in these rivers until you've fully checked it out. Those
They're
are
the same rank as you.
yeah, those are.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, Tom.
Oh, I said they're the same rank as you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's going to say those are quippers right there.
Oh, well, I actually, I want to call out to the Quippers. Hey, fish, get over here.
Do you have any like? Can you talk to aquatic things or?
Yeah,
Like
I'll read it out to you.
Yeah, please do.
He's Aquaman.
So this is my racial ability. Where is it? Emissary of the Sea. Aquatic beasts have an extraordinary affinity with my people. I can communicate simple ideas with beasts that can breathe water. They can understand the meaning of my words, though I have no special ability to understand them in return.
Okay. Yeah, like these fish are going to swim closer, and like they are mean-looking fish. Like think piranha. Think like those the fish that can like strip cow carcasses in like minutes, kind of thing. Like that is what these fish are. They're just going to kind of swim over and start kind of circling around your canoe a little bit.
I mean, these little guys, I think they're adorable.
Quilgok, as they come over, he's going to be like, I'd really rather not have them around. I've seen them do some pretty terrible things.
All right, y'all can go now.
Yeah, they'll kind of go off. Excellent. Yeah, you guys have done very well. Like, you have not actually hit that many terrible things here.
So we're gonna get bonus XP for being such good adventurers and avoiding danger.
That's not quite how this works, but
Darn.
And at the dawn, or at kind of late afternoon here on the 28th of Marpanoth, you are going to sail into range of Camp Righteous. What would you all like to do?
I'd like to go first. She's got her holy symbol in one hand. She's got a little prayer book in the other hand, and she's just gonna march right in.
Okay, let me tell you kind of what you're kind of seeing.
Run.
So you're going to sail up on it. It is set up right on the riverbank here. So you actually will see a little landing. You will see some tents set up, and as you're pulling up to it, kind of in the river, you're going to see that this camp is strewn with wreckage. Like all of the tents are kind of moldy and tattered. And like the couple of places where maybe they had built a couple of more permanent structures, like they have been burned to the ground. There's nothing there. There are 2 rowboats that are tied off at the dock. And then what you're going to see is like just beyond the camp, there's a ridge that kind of rises up past it. And in this ridge, there is this huge stone statue. It's like 80 feet tall. So like just huge. And it is carved to look like a man with a crocodile on his back. Kind of looking at, you're going to see that between the feet of this statue, there is a stone archway, and it kind of leads into darkness around that.
Why can't I have nice things?
It's like that scene in Mulan where they're singing as they march on the road. They get to the town and it's Merchant Crown.
Golly was so excited, and she sees this, and her face just drops, and she's like, "Oh, Lathander."
And I actually have a map to bring you guys to, which I know is always exciting. So let's go ahead and do that.
Oh man, Daniel.
Golly was so pumped to meet these other paladins, and they're just dead.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
Which way is the evil crocodile man statue?
Yeah, hold on one second.
Straight east.
I'm pulling out Quilgok,
See the toes.
and Quilgok is on foot right now. Deadly Treasure would be like he'd want to get off the. All right. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to. Let's do this real quick.
So, wow, this place is in ruins. Do we care about exploring this, or do we just move on?
Well,
We have to see if
maybe-
somebody survived.
maybe we can find some extra supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay. Yeah,
something
supplies
happens.
make sense.
People, I mean, if there's any survivors, we need to find them. Quilgok.
I mean,
Quilgok, did you know about all this? Is this new?
Yeah, Quilgok is going to kind of shake his head like, no, I didn't have any idea about it. Here, I'm
We
gonna.
might be the first people. We might be the first people here that know about this. We got to do something.
Yeah, I'm gonna move you guys over here. This is kind of what you see as you come in.
where are we?
Sorry, I just moved you over here so your tokens could see this thing.
Oh, I
Top
saw
right.
a weird bird in a pen.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there is like this pin, and there is a weird bird, kind of like a big bird, flapping its way around it. But this is kind of what you're seeing here is this giant statue with the tints and things kind of at its feet. So I'm moving you back
Can I
over
make a religion check of some kind for the statue?
I was trying to roll history on it.
history, religion, yeah, whatever you guys want to do.
I rolled.
Oh.
Well, I probably could have rolled a history then, but
If not Lathander, it doesn't matter.
It is definitely not Lathander. That is
my character's first thought it was one of those demigods that they were talking about before. Because there's Ubtao, and
Ubtao.
the trickster gods.
Yep.
So,
So, the night that I had the brawl in the tavern, I sat down and talked to someone who knew about this guy, and it's the one thing I remember about that night.
except the glorious glory of the brawl, of course.
Yeah. So you're definitely seeing that this is. You would have heard of this thing called the House of the Crocodile, and you're kind of assuming that that's what this is. And this is some kind of shrine here in the jungle that is for this thing. In fact, James Jarrus, you would have heard a story in the tavern about the man and the crocodile. Like this is an old Chultan legend kind of thing that they tell, and here is how this story was told to you in the bar that night. In the early days of the world, man stood by the banks of a river, frightened. Crocodile raised his head from the water and asked, "What troubles you, cousin man?" Man said, "I must cross this river, but I fear to enter the water alone because it teems with your brethren." Crocodile replied, "It's true, you would not be safe, but I will carry you across the river safely on my back, if you promise to return the favor." Man agreed, and Crocodile bore him safely across the water. When they reached the far bank, Man asked, "How can I repay you?" Crocodile replied, "I wish to see the realm of humans, but I fear to go there alone, because it teems with your brethren. You must carry me on your back across your realm." Man had been tricked, but a promise is a promise, so he carried Crocodile safely on his back across the entire realm of humans, a journey that lasted many years. He also swore in his anger that never again would men and crocodiles be friends, and so it has remained to this day.
Well,
That's a really cool story, Jarrus. I mean, like, that guy was an idiot for not getting it. I mean, the crocodile clearly stated that.
crocodiles
Seems like
are
a really unwise place to have built a camp.
I mean, humans aren't known for their wisdom. No offense, Galia.
Well, and crocodiles are mean little things.
We are
Well,
plenty wise.
well, unless you're paladins and you want to kill a bunch of undead.
I want to start scouring the camp to see if there's any sign of life, or at the very least, if there's something nice and paladin-y and shiny that I can pick up and use.
I am also looking for
I'll stick with Jarrus.
any signs of survivors or what may have, who may have done this, where they may have gone.
Yeah, I was going to look around too.
Okay.
Aza will stick with Galia, I think.
Okay. All right, Galia. So where you are looking right over there. These you can tell were tents that the soldiers the soldiers lived in when they were here. Now they are all ruined in one way or another. You can see like a lot of them are like shredded with either like claws or weapons. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what. And then a lot of the other canvas is just like rotted away because it's been here so long that the jungle has basically started reclaiming it.
So it seems
So-
like it's been like years that this place has been abandoned.
Maybe not years, but it's been long enough that it has been untended for a while.
And then when I peek into tents, there's nothing that sticks out. It's like,
No, like it's pretty well destroyed.
and what's this bird buddy over here?
There is an animal pen here that is actually in pretty good shape, and there is this creature in here that is just kind of maybe not trapped, but like it's stuck in this pen. It's small. It's not. It's large, but it's not. It's not like doing anything to you here. And it looks like a younger type of whatever it is.
Golly will nudge Ace and just be like, that is a creature. You could talk to it, and you could see how all of the people died here, and help, please.
Yeah, that beak though. Yeah, Aza will cast Speak with Animals and attempt to just ask this bird how long it's been here, if it saw what happened to the camp.
It's not a very smart creature, right? So like it's not even going to respond with a whole lot of intelligence to this. I think like you're going to get more impressions. I think is how I'm going to maybe kind of work with dumber creatures, kind of impressions of what it, and like you're going to get impressions of violence, and you're going to see like creatures kind of feel like creatures kind of swarmed out of the jungle and overran this place pretty well.
Okay. Is there a seasonal weather difference? Like, if I were in a forest, I would try to push toward its memories, like snow or leaf changes, to try to get a season to figure out how long it's been.
Yeah, unfortunately, here in the jungle, like it is pretty much the same all year around. Like sometimes it gets a little rainier than others, but other than that, that's about what you've got.
Only a little rainier. Not like there's a whole season.
All the bird can tell us. Let's see. God, yeah, this bird doesn't remember a whole lot, or can't communicate it anyway. All it remembers is violence. Lots of creatures swarming out of the jungle and attacking.
Oh, Vander. Alright, could you thank it for its help, and then I will continue looking at some of these tents and seeing if there is something, but otherwise maybe you could help it a little bit.
How
You think I
Sorry.
should let it out?
Well, it looks kind of small, so perhaps it is young and it would not survive in the forest. So I couldn't say what would be best. I'm not as skilled as you are with the creatures of the world.
I don't know how far we want to go with maybe trying to tame something. And that's something that's up to the GM, I think.
I mean, it's you can absolutely try to tame something. I mean, like that is something that you can try to do if you would like to. But
I mean,
sorry, can we maybe ask it how long it's been since it's been like fed?
Oh yeah.
yeah, is it hungry? That's a fantastic.
yeah, it is actually very hungry.
but not long
And-
enough to have died.
Right. Yeah.
Give it some snickety snoop.
Yeah, definitely. I will give it. So I'll ask it what it eats.
Like it is a carnivore, so it will eat any meat that you can provide to it.
All right, I will share one of the rations of boar that we got.
Yeah, it will down it very, very quickly.
Does anybody object to me attempting to add this large bird as a friend to our party?
If I could possibly like help it, because I assume it's been around paladins for a while, so maybe I can like help keep it calm because I'm the kind
Because you're wearing heavy armor.
Yeah, and I have the big sun on it and the medallion.
Yeah, like I don't think it's really smart enough to know what a paladin is particularly, but like I mean, you can certainly try to assist Asa with this, putting yourself into the same dangers that he would be putting himself into as well.
Yeah, I'll help.
We're not there, so you have to make that decision by
Yep.
yourself.
Yep.
I'll help Asa for adding
Well-
the bird friend. If
Okay.
we're okay with adding bird friend.
You gotta feed it. You gotta pick up its poop.
You got to figure out how to travel with it in the
You
canoes.
gotta
Well-
go, get some more boars.
We do have bigger boats right there.
Yeah, there are. Well, they're not bigger. They're this. They're canoes. I mean, they're rowboats.
Oh.
They.
Yeah, so they're smaller.
Yeah.
Oh, they're small. Just put the two gnomes in one.
Yeah, good luck
Right.
paddling.
It's probably worth taking. Maybe.
I'm looking at a picture of a large creature riding apparently an adult version of this animal.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like it could be handy.
Yeah. It's a good note.
I think at least we should try to make it a friend.
Yeah. Do you want any animal handling rolls or anything like that?
Definitely. How are you approaching it? Kind of walk me through like what you're doing, and we'll definitely do that.
So, not trying to ride it just yet, just feeding it and getting up and trying to touch.
Okay. Are you
Just along
going
the side of the
into
head.
are you going into the pin with it, or are you kind of trying to do this from like outside the pin?
Oh yeah, I've walked in.
Okay, perfect. All right, with a 13, this creature is going to. I mean, you have fed it at this point. You've definitely have made friends with it at this point. Like it is not fighting back or anything at this point. It's kind of letting you pet it and that sort of thing. It's maybe seems like it is used to being around people a little bit.
Okay. Does it seem scared by the large, scary lady in armor?
No, not specifically.
Okay. Oh, I should move in.
Yeah,
I'll
and
climb in after her as well.
yeah, I was gonna say, but Galia would be in there trying to help. So, yep.
Maybe it recognizes some prayers, so she'll kind of start saying them aloud. Maybe it's like we'll recognize hymns and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. Yeah, it seems calm. It seems more at peace now that you've fed it and that kind of thing.
Okay, good. In that case, I think I would ask it to follow along as we continue to explore.
Yeah, like I think right now it's friendly enough that like I'm not saying it wouldn't make a break for it under if something happened, but like right now it would kind of like maybe walk beside you, that kind of thing, because it's been here for a little while on its own. So somebody else kind of taking care of it, I think it's okay, and you're definitely kind of soothing it with your speak to animals, and yeah, it would travel with you for a little bit here.
Okay. If it runs off, it runs off. But I'm not going to try to leash it or anything.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. You've got a little fledgling Axebeak, who is at your side right now.
Golly
So
will open the
excellent.
gate for them, and then just keep on looking over here in the ruins of the tents and seeing if maybe there's something.
Give me an investigation check, Galia.
Ooh.
You also have something you could change into at some point too.
Oh yeah, you turn into the bird friend now.
Yeah, you can add an axe beak as your.
I can't if it flies.
It doesn't fly.
It does not fly.
They don't fly?
Nope. And it is a challenge of 1/4, so it should definitely. Actually, I don't know if a full axe beak is a challenge of 1/4. This guy is. Yeah, it is. So, yep, axe beak is on your list if you want it.
Excellent.
All right, Galia, as you're investigating, you're gonna kind of catch a whiff of something coming from the hill up this direction. It's not a pleasant smell exactly, but you're gonna kind of catch the scent of it from there.
Okay, I'm gonna use my divine sense to see if it's an undead or fiend that's causing.
Yeah, you're not getting anything like that off of it.
Okay.
I don't think you can detect it through walls, anyways. 'Cause if it's like hidden behind a wall, it has full cover.
Yeah.
There aren't any walls left standing here, are there?
No, not really. Other than this giant statue.
Dahlia will cautiously make her way towards the smell.
Okay, yeah, like the smell is going to get a little worse as you get to it, and you're going to realize that this is where the camp had built their latrines.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not undead, Lauren?
Poop golem.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some treasure in there.
And there is these two latrines that are kind of built here. You could you could go into one if or the other if you wanted to.
I mean, she'll like open the door just to make sure there's nothing in there, but she's not gonna go in. It's
Okay.
just like a little glance, see there's nothing hiding, and then
Okay. The northern one does not like it. Just kind of hits you with kind of a terrible smell. The second one, you have kind of the standard smell, but you're also kind of getting kind of another smell with that is a little more. If anything, like a little more rotted and rancid than the
oh,
northern
no.
one.
No. She's gonna look a little closer in that one.
What is your dark vision? You have 60 feet.
Yeah, 60 feet, and I see shades of gray.
Yeah, like everything is kind of shadowy down in this hole that you are staring into, and you do see what looks like there could be some kind of body or something down in this hole.
Oh, Lathander! This is great. Let's see, do I have any light spells?
You have the walnuts.
Oh
Drop a
yeah.
walnut down there.
I can
What a
cast
waste.
Produce
I know.
Flame. Is it night now? Or is it just dark in
It's
there?
late afternoon. It's dark in this room, and definitely dark in the hole that has been dug into the ground for the tree.
What's going on over there, Galia?
I think I found a body.
You
Could
think?
you come help? Just, it smells terrible over here, but just come over here and just like, maybe you could give me a little bit of, flame?
Oh god, this is awful. Taste it.
Oh man. Oh man, don't set the thing on fire. It'll only make it worse.
Oh no, well,
Is there a stick around that's dry enough for me to light on fire?
Yeah, I'd say there'd be something that you could find to set on fire.
Alright.
Sure.
I'll makeshift torch something, and then wave it across the top while Galia looks down into the pit.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like there is some kind of body at the bottom of this thing.
Oh,
Do you have-
Xander.
Do you have a grappling hook?
I have a rope.
I have a rope too. Do we know if any of the other party members have a grappling hook? Nobody brought a grappling hook.
Nobody brought a grappling hook. Someone has, like, pitons in their...
Yeah, I
Pack?
thought tongs and a hammer.
I don't even know if it's worth it to go investigate the body in the bottom of the poop hole.
Well, it
I
might
mean,
have a
doesn't
note on it.
Doesn't Lathander, when the bodies of the... I mean, this is someone that could end up as an undead if they stay over here.
Yeah, you want to give them a proper burial.
Yeah. The light of Lathander shines bright through Galia. She
You
has
can't
to.
you can't just leave his corpse
her.
desecrated at the bottom of a poop hole.
I mean, Lathander,
Guys.
the light of Lathander cleanses everything, including poop, I think, so...
Guys, it's her duty.
Oh,
I feel like I have to now.
peer pressure.
Make sure you use your divine sense before you pull it up, though.
Yeah, my divine sense I think should still be.
Yeah, you're not picking up anything undead off of this thing.
Yet.
What do I have? Do I have anything that can make it so I don't go in there?
I bet Asa could shapeshift into a monkey and tie the rope around it.
Yeah,
We do have plenty of soap.
Mm.
I don't even know if this is.
Well,
She has to.
just
she
you
has
and
to
Asa
be
there, so
very-
you can decide whatever you want to do.
You could just light it on fire.
Uh,
That would stop it from becoming undead. You burn it to ash.
yes, but if this is D&D, that body's got a logbook or a note or something on it.
We're playing D&D.
Here, why don't you do switch frame to the other half of the party?
Yeah, you
while
could think about this for a
I
couple
walk over the
minutes.
poop.
Jarrus, Red, and Aragim, you are down here by the command tents. You're seeing that like these tents would have been where where the anything of value would have been put, or I don't know, the commanders would have been operating out of, that kind of thing. They are also pretty ratted out and just in terrible condition as well.
Can we investigate inside?
Sure. Roll me an investigation check.
I was going to walk towards the temple thing and just look at the ground, see if I can.
Yeah.
'Cause of course, I still don't know that this is long
Yeah.
abandoned, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, not a problem. If you want to head that way while you're doing that, Jarrus, go ahead and roll me a d6 real quick. So you are as you poke around this tent, the command tent. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw real quick.
Okay. I'd love to. That sounds like a great thing that's going to happen.
Jarrus, what do you see?
There's a cake flying. There's a pie flying right at my face.
Nice.
You right before it strikes, you see this snake, and are able to dodge out of the way as the fangs of a snake close, like right where your arm was, poking into this tent and investigating. And there is now a very angry, very poisonous looking snake that is kind of riled up.
Found snake.
My boot.
I put my glaive pointed in its direction.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna kind of hiss at you. Are you going to attack it or anything? Are you just kind of like backing it? Like, what are you trying to do?
How large is the snake? It's small.
It qualifies as a tiny beast. It is not like a giant snake or something. It's a normal sized, kind of like it's got like those red coral pattern kind of thing on it. That's kind of beautiful.
So I kind of slowly step back and extend to the full length of the glaive, and I want to hook the blunt side underneath it and try to pick it up and take it out of the tent.
Okay. Why don't you do that? I don't know. That sounds like what, athletics maybe? Well, some kind of dexterity check, I think. We'll do it like an opposed. Yeah, let's do sleight of hand. That sounds great. That's a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah, that totally works. You're kind of able, and it kind of coils around and it's hissing, and but yeah, you kind of pick it up and wrangle it away, and if you're kind of dropping it off more towards the jungle,
yeah,
or
I'm just gonna walk it. Geez, I have to unclick to zoom out, and then I can click again. I'm just gonna walk it sort of in this direction, and find a bush over like here to I'll be here because I can be 10 feet away, just to let it slither away.
Yeah. You kind of do it. It kind of keeps hissing at you a little bit, and then kind of slides off into the jungle.
Wow, that was smart thinking.
Well.
Aragon's going to reach into his little pack at his side, and he's going to shake up one of the waka nuts. Right, they're called waka.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to roll it into the tent.
Yeah. Looking into the tent again, it's
Nothing strikes at the ball.
no, it's pretty well ruined at this point. There's nothing in there that you're seeing that would be useful at this point. It's just kind of all got jungle rot and
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll retrieve the waka nut.
Mm-hmm.
Now, part of me is real tempted to go in that temple right there. The other part of me is, screaming, "Arrogant, you idiot! It's dangerous."
Well, personally, I think we do need to go into the temple. There's no sign of anything out here. I mean, unless Golly and Alza found something.
Well,
Well, I'm sure they're...
Well, let's deal with Red, because he actually is at the temple, and I think Quilgok is kind of like right up behind him now. Red, you're looking at this shrine, and it's massive and towers above you, and what you're seeing is this going up the stairs, leads into this passageway. And heading into this passageway, what you're seeing is a very high ceiling and cobwebs and these stone floors and like there's leaves and stuff that have blown in, and there's mud and like creeper tendrils that have kind of entwined themselves around this thing. It very much looks like it has not been. It has not been entered for a very long time.
So like dust, dirt, a lot around, and all that kind of stuff.
Correct. Yeah, mud really more than anything, like because it's wet, so there's just a lot of
I think the first thing I'll do is turn to Quilgok and say, Quilgok, you know anything about this temple at all?
He's just going to shake his head. I've never seen this before. Well, I've seen it before coming down the river, but I've never stopped and spent any time here. It looks, reminds me of the man and crocodile story that they always talk about in Port Nianzaru. But, no, I don't know anything beyond that.
Well, I'd maybe say, oh, what's that? And then, of course, You
Yeah.
already told
Yeah,
us.
he would tell you the story.
I'll walk in.
Like Quagok will, like, he's gonna step up here, but he's not gonna go any further than this. And like, Deadly Treasure's just gonna hang out down here.
Going to do this.
Yeah, you're not catching any particular evil or good sorts of things. While you were doing that, let's jump back to Galia and Aza and their adventures at the privy.
Right. How far down? How far down is the body?
They dug this thing down probably about like 15 feet down, so it's just far enough to be annoying.
That's an industrious latrine. Right. Does the body look like cohesive enough that if a rope got tied around the torso, it would come up mostly whole?
Yeah, like you think you could probably get this thing out.
All right. Galia, do you want to lower me down that pit? I'll see if I can tie a rope around the body.
Lysander, bless you. And she'll do exactly that.
Galia, why don't you roll me a some kind of
Please.
strength
Strength
check? Specifically, I think this would be athletics.
Oh, Lysander.
Hope your hands aren't sweaty.
Or Cookie.
I'm scared.
Aza, how are you trying to go down this pit as well with this rope tied around you? Like are you compressing so as not to touch anything, or are you?
How wide is the? It's got to be wide enough for somebody to have gone down there.
Yeah, it's maybe like a 4 or 5 feet kind of hole around.
I'm imagining like a museum like heist where they're lowering the person down, except it's a poop shoot.
Tom Cruise and the whatever
Mission
movie that
Impossible.
was.
So
Bum, 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 bum.
Exactly.
so how are you trying to do this?
Just feet first.
Okay.
Rope around the waist.
Okay,
And
with
I've got the other end of the rope with me.
Yeah.
Because it's 50 feet, right? It'll go down twice.
Yeah. Okay. With a 12, like I think that you are not a heavy enough sort of person, and Galia is a size bigger. I think that is plenty to lower you down this thing. And so, like, it gets worse as you get down there, definitely.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
There's no use trying to keep clean. I'm gonna have to dig under to get the rope around.
yeah, you absolutely will. And this body, like, it is in a suit of scale mail that is just like ruined at this point, right? Like there is no salvaging this particular armor that this thing is wearing, and it is definitely human.
Human. All right. Do I need to roll something to tie a knot?
No, I think you could take your time as much as you wanted to make sure you had a solid knot tied. We're not gonna
All right.
belabor that point.
Once that's done, I will have Galia pull me back up.
Yeah, Galia, make one more athletics check for me.
Oh, Lysander.
And yeah, and you are only pulling one end of the rope. You're not trying to pull both up at the same time. So
Right.
Oh.
you get Aza about halfway up, and the rope is going to be like slick at that point from the walls, and it's going to slip through your hands. Aza, go ahead and roll me a dexterity check, acrobatics if you wish to see how you land this.
No, Lysander, why?
Nice.
Yeah, so you kind of sense it as it's happening, and you like tell me how you land this thing. Like what? Obviously, you're not going to stay it's impossible to stay clean, but it's not like a full face plant or anything.
She'll try to land like on the body,
Yeah, definitely.
feet first on the body, and surf.
Yeah, which kind of pushes the body down in a little bit, but you're able to maintain your balance, and like it's not good. It stirs up stuff, but it's yeah, you stay as fine as possible.
I am so sorry.
You had to spend that one somewhere.
Yeah.
You want to try this again?
Yeah. So I assume you used like Aza's rope for that one, and so.
I mean, you would still have it because there's two instances.
it just-
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything I can do to be a little more sturdy this time, or is it just?
I mean, you could get someone to help pull the rope with you, or
So we're just using one rope because it's only 15 feet down and there's plenty of it. So technically, you could just stand in the middle of it and back up.
Yeah. Can I like tie it around my waist and then just like use my own body weight and then just like use that to walk back and pull her up?
yeah, that would make sense. Like you kind of wrap it around yourself a couple of times to make sure it. Yeah. Yep. So I'll give you athletics with advantage.
Okay. Please, Lathander.
Yeah, there you go, 16. So you back up, and Aza, you're gonna rise out of the muck.
Do I have anything good
Arms
to do?
crossed.
Kalia looks really upset that she dropped you. As soon as you're out, she's just gonna be it's a stream of apologies.
Is
And
there a
there's,
source of fresh water anywhere around here?
I mean, there's the river. That's
After the soap.
that's as close as you're gonna get, probably.
I'm sure
That's
the
incense.
Quippers probably wouldn't think you're too tasty.
Well, the plan was to find Jarrus and have him tell his buddies to stay clear.
So yeah, you could head back. Like while you're doing that, I'm assuming Golly, you're kind of pulling the other body up,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah.
Searching it, seeing if there's like a symbol to any god on this person, or
Yeah. Like yeah, you Aza, I think you would be able to like as you're approaching, like Quilgok would instantly like tell if you're kind of heading back to the main camp, like he would kind of comment like, what happened to you? Kind of thing.
He's retrieving a body in the latrine.
And he'll just kind of a body and kind of start walking towards you, I think. Like not really wanting to, but like yeah.
And I'll tell our Axebeak friend to stay put for a minute. I don't
Yeah.
think it'll have any problem staying
Okay.
away from me.
Okay. Red, you would probably have overheard the body thing. Would that have like honestly anybody could have, like it's not particularly loud here.
Where is
Although Jarrus, you're a little ways
Jarrus.
away. Somewhere. Where are you?
I'm
Oh, there you are. I found you.
Oh, I just can't see you
I
in
don't-
shadow
it's
there.
60 feet away. I mean that's like I think Quilgok was pretty loud, like a body. What are you talking about? Kind of thing. And,
Aza's headed for the beach over here and gonna get in like knee deep to start cleaning off.
yeah. Yeah, as you do, Quilgok's gonna say, keep your mouth closed. Don't ingest any of that water. Try to plug your ears or anything else if you can.
Right, so
All right, Golia, let's deal with this body.
I better have something.
You
Make it a Lathander paladin, please.
you search this body. It has a warhammer on this body. You're going to find that attached. It's okay. Like, nothing has destroyed it, so you have a slightly foul-smelling warhammer. And you're going to find, as well, on this creature, a pouch that has some gemstones in it. And yes, you are going to see. It's not going to show his specific devotion, but on kind of his tattered armor, you are going to see the iconography of the Iron Gauntlet, which is, of course, the paladins who would have been here. So he was definitely one of the paladins of this area.
She'll just kind of like to do the best she can to give him kind of a burial of sorts to honor him and help his light move on to Lathander. So she'll start doing the prayers and probably wait for Aza to get back to.
Yeah, go ahead and do just a quick perception check kind of while you're doing all of this for me.
Okay. Perception.
Yeah, what you're kind of gathering, like, as you're kind of examining this body and kind of getting it ready for a burial, you're kind of realizing that this guy's kind of emaciated a little bit. Like, the body is, like, it's rotted, but before that it was kind of starved, and maybe even before that kind of dehydrated. It's fairly obvious that this guy, in whatever happened here, like, he probably escaped, if you will, into the latrine and, like, was not able to get out.
What a way to go.
Sally is really upset by this. She's gonna give him the full burial rites, but she does not give off a very happy aura.
Yeah. All right, let's head back to Red and Aragim and company over here. Red, what was your perception for? I'm sorry, I saw that pop up, but I wasn't sure.
Oh, just to sort of give me some idea of how much I was paying attention to what Aza and Kogog were saying.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, you would have heard them, I think, definitely.
Yeah.
I would have told Juris I was going to go over and look at the weird crocodile statue and stuff. Yeah.
Gone with him and just commented, yeah, I thought you was an archaeologist. I'm surprised you don't just want to go right in.
Well, I did digs where it's a little safer and not so much undead about, especially not in the sight of a destroyed camp. So,
I see.
I'll say to Aragim, I don't detect any undead right now.
Oh well, I guess that's relief. Someone help me look around. You never know what kind of traps can lurk of a place like this.
Ooh, traps. Okay, what do they look like?
Point out if you see any like tiles out of place. Like, I'm assuming this area looks like tiles, 'cause that's what it shows.
It does, yeah. The whole thing is stone.
Yeah. Any sort of stones out of place, anything that reflects light is generally a good indicator. Something like that. Anyone willing to give me advantage on an investigation check?
Yeah, what we're gonna do is, if you're looking for traps, like, one person can make the checks, and someone can give assistance with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll assist you then.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So you're looking in here, Aragim, with a 16. Yeah. You see, looking into this first chamber, what you're seeing is the ceiling in here is about 23 feet high. There's cobwebs, and you're looking down at this floor, and you kind of see that it looks like there is something kind of uneven with it, and you kind of realize that this looks like it could be a trap door in this room.
Okay. Do I see like how to trigger it? Basically, pressure. I'm assuming.
Correct. Yeah. It looks like it would be triggered by just someone stepping on it potentially.
Okay. I will mark out the area that I noticed. Well, I think there's a.
Yeah. It's kind of this whole thing. This whole floor
Oh.
would open basically.
Okay. Is there a specific trigger point, or do we just have to like jump a gap basically, or trigger the trap?
You wouldn't see a way necessarily to trigger it. I mean, or to disarm it, I guess is what I'm saying. Like you're not really seeing a disarming mechanism for it. So, however you want to proceed is from you there, but
yeah, how far? How many tiles do I think would be effective? Like this whole 20-foot, everything up to the door?
No. It would be this 10-foot area here, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's some sort of pitfall, a trap door, and I think if you run or something along those lines, take a running start. You can jump over it then.
I can toss you over if you want.
Well, I don't think I can jump that far, so that'd be appreciated.
Okay, I'll try that. Athletics, I guess.
Yes, please.
Well, I'll step closer so he doesn't have to throw me as far.
I will. Can I assist with this?
Sure.
This, gnome tossing.
Yeah, sure.
Where am I? I need my shot pudding.
You're burying a body currently. Asa, I would say that you are starting to get clean at this point. So, whenever you want to rejoin and feel not human, gnomish again, you can rejoin.
Galia's gonna freaking carry Asa everywhere now, just as like an apology.
Galia, and burying this body is going to take a little bit of time if that's the activity that you're wanting to do currently.
She's not giving it a full burial. She's just giving it kind of the jungle burial.
Okay.
She put some grass on top and called it good.
Is that the short version of all the prayers?
I hope she burns the body at least.
She doesn't have any fire spells.
Now, here's what I'm going to say. Just one other thing. At the end of this passageway, there is a wall here that goes up. It is like a 7-foot high ledge here, basically, that leads up to this next area.
Okay.
So it goes straight through, and then there's a 7-foot high ledge.
Yeah, just toss me, I guess.
Yep. Boosh.
You can you can roll again. I'm giving.
Yeah,
you
roll one more time there,
advantage.
Red. Oh, that's a great toss. Yeah, you're going to
Throw you onto the ledge.
you're definitely going to clear this area. How far can you throw something? What is there a rule about throwing?
Just looking at some stuff.
I mean, most stuff that's not great for throwing is 20 feet.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think you're gonna land in this room. Like you're gonna land over in this room here. As you land, go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Sure.
17. You kind of land and roll, which is a good thing that you did, because as you roll, blades are going to spring out of the wall and try to slice you. And you just miss them, and now you're basically pressed up against that the 7-foot wall that leads up to the next section.
Fuck. I'm alive. Can they even see me? I don't know how big these blades are.
They have gone back into the wall. Like they kind of swing. They kind of swing through.
Can I sort of see how that happened? How those blades were triggered? So I can point it out to them.
Yeah. Basically, again, it is triggered with the tiles. You're not seeing that something to like disable the tiles per se, but like you could
want to know which one is stepped on to trigger.
Yeah, it looks like all of the tiles in this room are triggers, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and there are 4 blades. There's one in each wall. Like you can now that you know what you're looking for, you can obviously see where they swing out of the wall.
So watch out for those blades.
Right.
All right, Rad, are you next to me?
Well, I guess I'll give it a shot, but
You want me to toss you?
gotta watch those blades.
You can make a jump as long as you have 10 feet equal to your
Yeah, you're probably strong enough.
your strength score. So if it's 10 feet, or if it's 10, you can make the jump.
Mm-hmm. As in I just make it, or do I roll?
Yeah, you can long jump equal to your strength score.
Oh, okay.
If you have a running start.
Yeah, 10 foot.
You can easily get.
Yeah, you can definitely get that here.
Aragem is, while they're trying to do that, can he look at this wall and see if these colored tiles mean anything?
Well, you can actually see on top, because you're too short
the walls
to see.
look like they had colored tiles as well.
No, the wall here does not have tiles on it. I think that's just trying to show.
Scramble up the wall then.
Climbing up this 7-foot wall.
I'll let Brad do this thing first.
Yeah, let's let
I don't
Brad
want any rats.
try to jump in.
Well, I'll jump and I'll try to roll right to the wall.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity save.
Ooh, that would go well.
Can he get advantage because you know where the blades are coming from?
Would this be?
Yeah, I'll give advantage on it.
Hopefully this isn't too meta, but I'm going to just say a quick, Moradin guide me.
Oh, yeah.
So +3.
Okay.
What was this again? Dex.
Correct.
Is this Dex?
Acrobatics or dex save. Sorry. Yep.
You have advantage.
Oh, I have advantage too.
Because you know what to watch for.
Oh, all right. Oh well, 20, I guess.
That works. Yeah, you swinging over. You jump through, and again, these blades are going to slash. I'm guessing Aragem is like just pressed up against this wall, and
He only has to duck down like a foot, and he's fine.
yeah, and you're going to. I mean, you're going to feel the wind of it, but both Red and Aragem, you have made it past these blades.
Give me a boost. I want to see what's up here.
Yep. I'll put my hands together.
Popping up Aragem's head over the ledge here, you're going to see that this terrace is about 16 feet high total from the ground at this point, from what you have moved. There is a 4x4 tile pattern on the floor here, and there would be just enough room, like, for you to stand on the lip of this thing without stepping onto this pattern if you wanted to. But other than that, the pattern is wall to wall. So there's if you step on it, you're on it basically. If you step into this room beyond just the lip, and you can see there is another at the end of this room. There is another wall that another 7-foot high ledge, and you can just see from the bottom here. You can see kind of a door at the top of it. But you can't see anything. You're just seeing like the very top of that door from where you're standing. Well, from where your head is.
Okay. I guess we can't really have people fit here until we get up past this. Looks like there's some sort of puzzle up here, right? The tiles are marked. I'm sorry, that was totally meta. I should have asked.
Yeah, there is. What you're seeing with these tiles is not so much that they are marked per se. Like they all kind of have the same design on them. But they all look very similar to each other.
12 for investigation.
Yeah, from where you are, you're seeing like the tiles. They all look very similar, and you're not seeing any. You're not seeing any like carvings or anything that would indicate anything in this room.
They definitely look like pressure plates, though, right?
Yeah. Yep, definitely. That would be incredibly obvious to you, I think.
Okay.
Do you have your 10-foot pole with you?
I do. Could I try pole vaulting up here? Just circumventing the thing altogether?
I mean, you don't have a running start,
Try.
so you can try anything.
That's true. I don't have a running start, so probably not a great idea. Yeah, I'm stumped. I don't know. I don't want to step on this thing and kill myself, but...
Oh, what, more traps?
Probably.
Great. Looks like somebody doesn't want us in here.
It's where the story of Arrogam ends, guys. Anyone have any ideas? They'll shout.
Maybe they can come back and figure out how to jam some of those traps?
Or, maybe you can just keep your head down and press one of them and see what happens.
I guess. Arrogam is going to take his 10-foot pole and smack that tile right there.
Smacking a tile on the
He's going to be prepared to like jump off the ledge.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I don't think... Yeah, that's probably not a leg to stand on. Oh, 24.
Since you are prepared, you're absolutely ready for this, and just like able to kind of step off of this and back down into the waiting grasp of red, I think, pretty quickly. But
he just like jumps back. Catch me!
Yeah, like as soon as you smack this thing, fire is going to blast out of both sides of this chamber and fill this entire area with flame. And what I need you to do is, what is your staff made of?
Metal.
Okay. What I would like you to do is, man, with a 24, I think you were probably able to hold on to it. I think that's fair to say, but yeah, okay.
I just imagine I like flip the staff back, and instead of getting into Red's grasp, it like lands on the floor, and I just jump on it behind me, and I'm balancing on the pole. I mean, that's way too cool. But
And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And I feel like a wash of heat.
Yeah, there is definitely a wash of heat.
lost Golly.
We did lose
And then
Gall,
you
yeah.
lost as well.
Yeah. And T keeps popping in and out.
Here she comes. I don't have any ideas about this puzzle.
Yeah, can I re-examine the tiles this time with advantage?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
If you, what I can do is,
I was thinking like, oh, there's crocodile tiles, and don't step on those ones. Or something like that.
yeah. Do I need to reconnect possibly to be able to see Gallia? Does everybody else have Gallia, or?
I do.
No.
I don't.
Okay. I'll ask Patsy to reconnect. I mean, we can. So what we can do, we can do a couple things. We can either spend a few more minutes on this tonight, or we can come back to it next time and see if you have more inspiration about it, or we can try to finish solving it tonight. I will.
Oh, that's what I should have done. Use my inspiration on it. Can I roll investigation and spend my inspiration more?
I mean, I'm going to say, like,
Yay.
there you go. I don't think your investigation would show you anything
Oh, okay.
How
particularly
much
beyond.
water does create water make?
8 gallons in a container, is that right? I want to say.
Up to 10 gallons
Yeah.
in a container. And then there's something about
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
it can be a shower as well, and it will put out a fire, non-magical fire.
Gallia, I mean, you are here. Do you want to say something about the myth of the man and the crocodile to people?
So, the story was there was the guy who he rode on a crocodile's back, and then the crocodile's like, take me to the world of men, right?
You think maybe we need a crocodile to walk through here?
Yeah, we'll like get a crocodile, cut it open, and then like I'll walk across protected by the crocodile hide.
Maybe Aza would know, like, is there some kind of crocodile? Do you have a crocodile for?
Wait.
No, this is way out of Aza's.
Lauren, would there be a way to
Bailiwick.
just jump over the tiles?
Wait, what's this? This is a.
Where are you
staircase?
pointing?
The
Sorry.
dock.
By the water.
Is that like a dock? Is that a staircase?
Yeah, that's just like a little dock kind of thing there.
Can you describe it? Could it
Uh,
be something that we could maybe use as like a bridge from one ledge to the next?
um,
Probably not with those blades.
yeah, I mean, you would have to figure out how to get it in there. It's wooden, and it is like, I mean, you would have to kind of disassemble it. It is kind of like the one piece that is still
I
connected
just
here.
happen to have a carpenter's kit. Our carpenter's tools. We can do this. It's easy to get it over. We just because we don't have to jump with it. We can lay it across and then go prone under it, get up to the wall, push it up, and get it, to the other side.
Is there any design on any of the walls?
How long is it? It's
Not that you were seeing. It's like 10 feet, basically?
I don't. It might not reach all the way up. I mean, it's 7 feet up and 10 feet across, so it may not reach the whole way.
Mhm.
But we can maybe get it, halfway up the wall or something like that.
I will also say, if anybody wants, if you are feeling stuck, if you want to roll an in-character like intelligence check or something, I am willing to give hints and things that way
Can
as
I?
well.
I'm gonna go start working on this.
Oh,
There we go.
I'm gonna go start working on this this dock because I think it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
I have a like what if, like, so since technically speaking, Ozza could change into a crocodile in the future, maybe if I carried her, like, across, it would technically count as carrying a crocodile?
I mean, you could certainly try that.
Can I, Dahlia well, she was already planning on carrying Ozza everywhere as, like, a...
What did I get for the 20 on the
Yeah.
intelligence check?
So Ozzy, you're kind of looking at this, and like you are seeing, you're kind of stepping back and looking at this whole thing as a whole, and you're seeing the like you're thinking about the story a little bit, and you're seeing the statue, the way it is. It's kind of like, it's the human, and he has a crocodile on his back, and you're kind of thinking like this whole thing is about like the legend was. I will carry you across the river safely on my back, and you'll be safe. And then, and so, like, that's kind of what you're thinking is like everything here is pointing to stacking.
Crocodile?
Stacking. What are we stacking, though?
Crocodile on person.
See, my initial
Piggyback.
thought was we should.
So that's
we should
just
climb
burning
the
two
mountain.
people at the same time.
So I'm down by the
Not
dock.
necessarily,
I'm
yeah.
pulling out like a
So
saw, and I'm
maybe it
starting to
means that,
take this
like-
thing apart.
Definitely.
So if
Interesting.
Asa rode, like, piggyback on Gallia, maybe that would, because it's, like, the same thing that the crocodile... Maybe?
Well, what's the worst that could
It just
happen? Give it a try.
fries both of us at the same time.
So,
What,
so
what ability score would Carpenter's tools be? For this?
I think Carpenter's tools. It's probably a strength or. Yeah, we'll go with strength. That's fair.
Fantastic.
Dex to put something together, strength to take it apart.
Yeah. That works.
Okay. Gallia...
oh,
In this particular case, I think a 5 means that you are over eager and like start like you overtake this thing apart. Like it's not just like doing it, but like it's been sitting here long enough, and it's like some of the beams are rotted and stuff, and like it kind of like falls apart on you as you are working on it.
It would need to be 12 and a half feet long anyway.
do you think there's an entrance up by the crocodile's mouth?
There's we could have made it work. We could have taken apart the rowboats too. We could have done it. This would have worked.
Can I just set down my pack of stuff for right now? And then...
Mhm.
Because I'm really feeling like Lathander's leading me to the piggyback.
Go for it.
Okay. She'll just kind of like bend down and be like, "Here, I will carry you since you are lighter than me and smaller, and therefore you
Well-
cannot carry me."
There are two problems before we even get to that problem. One of them is that there's a trap right here, and the other one is there's a blade trap right there.
I would say with your 20, like you are applying this logic to the whole concept here, and not necessarily just.
Yeah.
Sorry. By the way, while I'm down here, can I do a perception or something to see if there actually is a crocodile somewhere?
Yeah,
Right.
go ahead.
Where's the perception? It's-
Yeah, this is the point in the Indiana Jones movie
I'm
where
gonna
he steps
spend
off the cliff.
inspiration. I'm going
Onto
to
the
spend
invisible
my
bridge.
inspiration looking for a crocodile.
Okay.
Perception.
I like the way you said that, Gallia.
Oh,
Leap of faith.
You do not see a crocodile. What you do happen to notice is that your boats are sitting a little lower in the water.
Something's colonized our boats.
Or the water's going down.
Maybe something got out of the water. I look up to see if there's any like really big thing?
No, you only really see deadly treasure. Like you don't see any other
Okay.
other stuff. Not with an 8.
Oh boy.
So Aragam's gonna shout over to Aza, and he's gonna say, "Hey, my thought just occurred to me based on what you told me. So, if the dangerous path is where the human's walking, maybe the safe path is up on his shoulders. So maybe there's an opening to this by the crocodile."
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea for us to investigate the rest of this monument and see if there are any clues.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely spend some time investigating. That is something we can do. So you're kind of climbing up this bluff and trying to get above the above and up towards the mouth of the crocodile and that kind of thing. Is that? I mean, Aragam and Red, if you want to be a part of that, you would have to get out of here. So we would need to do some rolling for that potentially.
Would Aza
There's
have
nothing
said,
on the.
would Aza have said anything?
Yeah,
about
I would have. I would have. We would have been talking about, like, the stacking. She would have been thinking out loud about that.
Yep.
But then she would have said something about maybe investigating the rest of this place before we get caught up and going straight into it.
I rolled an 18 to pole vault out of here, assuming that I plant the pole right here.
Okay, so you're going to try to run forward?
Well, my
You're
thought
still standing
is,
on the lip, right?
Yeah, my thought is if I can put the pole right here, I can just push myself off the ledge, and my momentum will carry me forward over the gap that hasn't opened up yet, and I can land over here.
Okay. Yeah, we can try that. Roll me a dexterity check.
I did.
Or an
It was
accurate.
18.
Oh, 18. Gotcha. Yeah, that's gonna you will set off a blade as you do it with the pole on the tile. But that is going to be enough to clear you back over to the other side. Definitely.
If he's pole vaulting, does he have to drop the pole?
Yes. Not necessarily. But
That's
what we
if
do,
I'm pole vaulting up over something, I could imagine doing that.
but what we do need to do is
I mean, I guess you could just hold on to it.
the
Yeah,
blade
yeah,
would
yeah.
definitely hit the pole.
I couldn't position it where the blade wouldn't.
I mean, I think.
Well, it would be parallel.
I guess it would be at an angle, unless I
And
could
the
do it on
blade
the
would come
inside
out.
of the blade.
So, I think as that happens, you're gonna land this thing, but your pole is gonna get hit by this blade, and maybe kind of go flying a little bit. You probably are able to hold on to an end of it, but it's gonna have kind of a big gouge in the metal at one end.
Oh no!
Does anybody have mending?
Does that fix a dent? I thought that just joins things together.
Yeah, so your pole basically now has a weak spot in it, is what I'm gonna say.
Oh
It's-
hell!
It's like maybe a foot up the one end of the pole.
Aragam just sort of contemplates his life decisions after that.
Aza, so you're investigating, and it's going to take, but you're really not finding any. This is kind of a solid stone statue as you're going around it. There doesn't seem to be. I mean, if you're taking your time with this, there doesn't really seem to be any other entrances or anything in here that you're spotting.
No mosaics or.
Nope, it is just this carving of this man with the crocodile.
gemstones.
I had the solution.
Obviously.
It's how it's written in the book.
Aragon, Aza, Galia, just have some faith and let's do this.
You know what? I'm just gonna pick up Asa, because I'm thinking the possibility, since she could turn into a crocodile theoretically.
You should know if you're going to try to pick her up that she has a dagger.
She'll ask nicely.
Aza,
I can heal you guys if you get into trouble.
I can too.
Can you heal a decapitation?
Yes, I have mending.
has anybody set off this trap yet?
Nope.
Do we even know what it does?
It's a pit.
Yes.
Well, I'm really tall, so.
So
Oh,
the spikes can go through more of your body.
Yeah.
All right. So I
oh!
will.
I think I have a thought. We could use a rope and sort of just, like if we could toss something that's could anchor the rope onto the highest ledge, tie the rope around an arrow shot by Aragon, pierce it, it's anchored, and then we just use the rope to not touch the tiles.
Sounds like a lot of rolls that have to go just right. We can definitely try it.
Or I could take apart the robots.
All right. Aza is willing to risk it as far as the initial pit, and if that goes well, we'll go on.
All right.
And you know, we could also just tie ropes around you for the pit, so that's not bad.
That's a good point.
So,
We'll
Throw me a rope.
anchor-
Aza will hop on Galia's back.
Okay.
Rejoin.
Just be a nice piggyback.
All right. Galia, so you tie a rope around both Aza and Galia, like one for each, I would assume, right? Like Quilgok will come and like he'll help like anchor one of the ropes and stuff. He's hefty.
And she's just gonna take a step of faith in the pit over the pit.
I'll anchor the other rope.
All right, great.
Oh, she's triggering the trap. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm stepping on the trap with Aza on my back.
Yep.
Arrogant back
This
self.
is. I'm seriously picturing the Indiana Jones bit where he sticks his foot straight out and then falls onto the.
Yeah.
She's just praying. She's
Yeah.
praying.
You step onto the trap, and like you can feel that it is. You can feel like the trap door is there, and that the tile is is not solid, but it does not give underneath you.
I will take another step.
Wait, was it seriously because I wasn't heavy enough?
No, it's the legend.
Taking another
Yeah,
step,
yeah.
it still does not give way underneath you.
Arrogant walks over to Jaharis and like looks up at him. Hey, so
How are you?
I think
So has every single step been safe?
I think I
So
need
far.
to carry Red. Quilgok, can you take care of Aragon?
I will.
Yeah, Quilgok.
Arrogant might look a little, just like the teensiest, tiniest little sad.
Yeah, Galia, you and Aza step into the blades, and nothing happens.
I will take another step next to Red.
Again, nothing happens. You're feeling the
And then-
pressure. You're feeling the pressure plates go off, but nothing is happening.
Now, how are you going to get up this wall?
You can
I'll
see.
boost both of you.
Okay. So Aza can see over it because I'm 6'5" and she's makes her taller than 7 feet.
Yeah. So Aza, you're definitely seeing. there's just this lip that you would just have enough room to kind of stand on, and there's the tiles filling up the rest of this room, 4x4 pattern.
Right. Do you want me to step onto this lip while you climb up here, or? Lauren's nodding. I don't know if I like that.
I just am here, enjoying the.
Well, so
If I step off of your shoulders, then the trap down there will be triggered. And are you thin enough to not be caught by that blade?
Oh, she just called you fat.
I have heavy armor. So just because I'm next to red doesn't mean that this spot is safe. I still could get hit by the blades.
But if you guys were in the same space.
Yeah, can I?
Roll
Yeah,
make
red.
dex saves.
I'll reach out and touch Galia and say, Warden's with you.
I keep forgetting I have guidance.
Let's see. Can I? Since red is small, can I like stand over him so then it's like a safe-ish spot, and then I'll lift Asa up over the ledge?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to lift me. I can step from your shoulders onto the lip.
Yeah. Yep. She can just step.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll boost you up.
Yeah, and then I'll climb up over the ledge.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to do that. Yeah, absolutely.
And then like as like I don't know how, but like I'll basically try to like take her onto my like have her cling to my back, and then I'll like slowly descend down the side of the wall.
Piggyback.
Yeah,
Alright.
the piggyback.
All right. So piggyback. Yeah. Go ahead, Asa, and
Like
make like a dexterity check.
It's not a down, is it? So this is a
it's
step
just
up.
It's a step up.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
a 7-foot wall, and then there's a flat space, and then another 7-foot
Okay.
wall, and then flat to the door.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Correct.
So I can just get onto your back again, and you can try to step on the
Yes.
flame trigger and roast us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
Will I have fire resistance?
So, Asa, go ahead and make an acrobatics check for climbing on this ledge, trying to get onto Galia's back.
+4.
+4. It's a good thing you had that +4. You are able to make it.
Yes.
Yay.
Oh, wait a minute. That was for Galia, not...
All right. Galia, what I'm going to do, since you have guidance on you, I'm going to give you one chance to kind of catch Asa, who has started slipping off of you, because this whole thing is very precarious on this very small ledge here. So I'm going to give you. You can use guidance on it because you have it, and it's kind of, you have the divine guidance going for you now. So go ahead and make.
Please let me use strength. Please let me use strength.
Make.
I still got a +4, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think this is an athletics check to see how well you can do this.
Alright. So that's a 15.
That is a 15. You are able to grab onto Asa and swing her up onto your back and kind of maintain your balance. Asa, as you kind of get up on Galia's back here and kind of steady yourself, you look up at the door up on the ledge above you, which you can actually see the whole length of the door now. And you're seeing a pattern on this door that you couldn't see from the floor level. It was hidden by the ledge from where you were. And what you were seeing is you see this square pattern, and you see that one of the squares in the bottom section is lit up.
All right, I'll point to the correct one corresponding on the floor and tell Galia to step on that one first.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'll listen to her and I'll step on that square first.
Okay. Yeah. You step on that square and nothing happens. As that happens, you step forward and you can't see that lit up square anymore. It just happens to be nicely cut off by the bottom of this ledge that. As you're getting closer to the ledge, it's obscuring part of the door again, basically. But you can see the next line at the lines above it, and another light lights up, and it's another one of the squares.
All right. I'll point her to that one.
Just step on that square.
All right. Again, the same thing happens. You see another square open or light up on the door above you.
Just keep following the lit up
Yeah,
squares.
and
Asa points out.
and that's going to happen until you get to this ledge.
Is there enough room for her to stand not on the pattern over there?
There is just a little edge right at the
All right.
All right, I will clamber up her and step off her shoulders up onto the top bit, and while touching her, I'll give her guidance.
Okay.
As you step onto this last tile, you hear a sound from above.
I don't have that.
Yeah, and the door is going to swing open.
So
There's a lot of bones in here.
climb up and then quickly have Asa get back on my back, the piggyback style.
Yeah. Yep.
I think we might be past that bit.
Yeah, but I'm paranoid.
Okay.
All right. You see in this room, you see cobwebs. The ceiling in this room is very high. It's at least 40 feet tall. The chamber is about 20 feet wide. There are bones scattered on the floor in here. There are webs that stretch between the walls, and there is a tall, 30-foot tall pillar in the center with a spiral staircase that climbs around it. And you will see a carving here in the center pillar. You see kind of reliefs carved of a man carrying a crocodile. And you can see that these reliefs go all the way up this staircase. And at the top, you see, sitting at the very top of the staircase, a beautiful ceramic jug.
I will continue carrying Asa as we climb up the stairs. It's a nice little jaunt up death and despair.
Okay. As you climb, what I need you to do is make an acrobatics check for me.
No.
Because climbing the stairs, these are very narrow stairs, and trying to climb it is very difficult.
Still have guidance.
You have a guidance.
Is there a safety handrail?
There is no safety handrail, and I actually am going to need this from both the rider and the carrier.
Acrobatics, not athletics.
Correct.
Not athletics.
I didn't do guidance on myself.
Oh, I'm gonna use my inspiration for this.
Well,
you have guidance.
I was going to say
Roll
you have
D4.
guidance.
Oh, if I use my guidance, will that pass?
You can try. Roll a d4.
It'll be a 10 at least.
Yeah. Roll a d4 and see what it is.
Fall off. That's your roll.
Yeah, you have a 12. Again, with the guidance, I will give you a chance to kind of steady Asa. So go ahead and roll an acrobatics check and see if...
Can I do athletics?
I'm sorry, an athletics check to see if you were kind of able to... Because that's what we did before.
Yes.
Yeah, you were able, as she begins to tumble off of you as you climb these stairs, you were able to grab onto Asa.
We're both very slick because we seem to have been handling something that was slippery.
Can Asa give me guidance again? Like, is that a limited thing?
It's a cantrip.
Okay.
So,
I just lost 8. There.
I can't figure out if I've lost Tom or if he's just sitting out.
No,
for-
I'm here.
Okay.
They're just leaning over.
Okay, I'll pick up Arrogam and walk him across.
Hey, stop copying us.
All right. Yeah, you head up the steps, and I'm gonna count that as getting up the steps. I'm not gonna make you roll for each step.
You have to succeed at 32 rolls in a row.
Oh, God.
Well, you make it up the stairs, and you see sitting on this pedestal. You see this jug, and it is. Let's see here. Let me see if I have a picture of it for you. I believe I do. I might have one. Well, what you're seeing here is, if I show it to you, it has spoilers. So I'm not going to do that yet. What you're seeing is it's kind of a ceramic pottery, and it has various spouts and things sticking out of it. It's sitting just on top of this. It's sitting on top of this pedestal.
I'll walk to it very
Can
carefully.
we see inside it?
No, all the different spouts are stoppered.
I guess we'll.
Are they
Like,
like spouts on the side, like a pitcher?
Correct,
like, in
yeah.
Different locations around
Correct.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
can I see if can I do a religion check and see if it's some religious icon
You can.
while making sure I still have Asa on my back? there.
Definitely.
Then I'll give her guidance.
So roll a d3 or a d4 as well. To see what your total check is. So 16. The item itself is not necessarily religious. What you were gathering, though, is that it was put here in honor of this story of some kind of religious ceremony occurred in this location. You're probably not sure exactly what that was, but yeah, it was definitely put here as part of whatever this whole ceremony is that is going on with the writer and everything.
We can study it a little more in depth. I'll pick it up and then I'll pass it to Asa to put in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Who's
glad
gonna
we're
pick it
not
up,
in
huh?
this dungeon yet.
And so, it'll be kind of between in my bag between Asa and my back kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And you just pick it up.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you do, and you put it in your bag.
And then we'll just make the scary walk down the stairs.
Yeah, go ahead. And also roll me another acrobatics check.
Wait, can you give me guidance, Asa?
I will cast guidance on Gallia.
Okay. Oh, that's not too bad. I'm gonna use the guidance on.
All right.
Ooh, 13.
Yeah, you are both able to maintain balance as you very carefully descend down the stairs. Very good. I'm not going to make you roll to get out of this place. I'm going to assume that you can kind of take your time and do it as carefully as possible to get out of here. And so you are able to exit this trapped dungeon of sorts, shrine, with your prize in hand.
I'm so happy I
Is
bought
Red
all
still
of
stuck?
those water skins.
So what'd you get, Dahlia?
Wait, we need to help Red out of the beast first. And
Here.
so,
I'll get it, and I pick up Aragon, and I throw him at Red.
Red, give me a dexterity check to see if you can catch him.
But I'm gonna rage when I do it, so I'm gonna like, ah!
Suddenly very angry.
Red is able to catch you, which is a good thing because you are now emulating emulating the man with the crocodile.
I just like my hands are like clung to his beard right now, like tiny little baby fingers.
Not the beard! Not the beard!
And he's just like still screaming a little bit even after the throw is complete and you're holding me.
And you are able to walk out. You are able to walk out of there safely.
All the way back.
Yes, it is. It is indeed an alchemy jug that you have discovered. So there is your delightful item.
ooh.
The cool thing is this produces a whole bunch of different liquids, including, I know everyone's favorite, mayonnaise. Because that is very helpful.
Is this? I wonder if this is what Grog had on.
It is.
It is.
Wow.
So that should be very handy. Yeah,
It makes wine.
it also
8
makes
gallons of water.
it makes beer as well, Red, which might be useful for you.
Probably not as
Very
good as
handy.
my beer, but you know.
Yeah, well, magical beer. As you walk out of this, let's see. Let me just do one little bit of housekeeping. Deadly Treasure has probably moved over here and is like grazing or something like that on some of the grass, or whatever he does. He's just settled himself down. As you walk out of this area, you are going to hear.
We're surrounded by crocodiles.
Actually, roll a perception check.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Lathander.
And this time I'll cast guidance on myself. Yeah. 9.
Okay.
You're too focused on casting guidance to actually notice what was going on.
Yeah.
How did that spell go again?
Yeah. Aragim, you and Galia are going to. You're going to notice over by the dock. Well, let's see here. What are?
The shredded dock.
Did something destroy our canoe?
Yeah, stepping out, you're going to notice that your canoes are completely sunk in the water at this point. And you are going to hear a sound from the tent area. And looking over there, you are going to see a little figure kind of skirt its way through some of the tents. And that is probably a good place
Oh, that's the worst place
to
end.
end for the evening, since we've gone a little bit long here.
Did anyone actually see the figure?
Yeah, it's over
See
here.
it. I mean, I see the little corner of it, but I don't know if he moved it into like our vision.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it looks like. It's a little figure. It has some kind of terrifying thing on its head. The only people.
Thing set.
Yeah, the only people who saw it were Aragim and Galia. So.
Okay.
Where did Galia's token go?
Sorry. I think I just moved it on accident.
Oh. I think it's the thing that Quilgok warned us about.
Yeah, the masked dudes. The...
Also, if anyone's seen Moana, it reminds me of that little...
Yeah, those coconut guys.
Yeah.
Oh man, we had a long game tonight.
We did. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh man,
Oh, good.
extra long.
Worth
Yeah.
We got a jug.
You got a jug. And you all lived.
it.
Really won't run out of water
Oh.
ever.
Yeah.
Our axe beak's name is Hatch.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Hatchet.
Yeah,
Everyone, thank you for watching
and it
tonight.
hatched from an egg.
We're going to end the stream here. We'll get the replays up on YouTube and here on Twitch. Thanks, everybody, and we will be back for our next episode. Thank you all for watching.